This is the Carl Miller Show, where we talk about all things real estate, financial investments, and getting into a home you love. With over 15 years of experience, this is your host, Carl Miller.
Fire safety for the 4th of July, and your house didn't sell? Here's how to turn it around. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Carl, your host. Topics we are going to explore today, right? I'm the principal broker at Carl Miller Realty. We're Lynchburg's first certified full-service professional brokerage. We're located at 7700 Timberlake Road in Lynchburg. We are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales and service. If you are a homeowner or if you're an aspiring homeowner, this show is catered to you. And I am in a network of the best real estate agents in the United States and Canada who operate with skill and with a relational approach to meeting your housing needs. So whether you are relocating to or from Central Virginia, we've got you. If you don't know who to call, and maybe you've inherited a house outside of the area, call us. We will connect you with one of the best in the industry. I want to give a couple of updates here. We gave away a really fun Independence Day basket this week. Actually, it was a cooler. We had a branded Carl Miller Realty Arctic cooler. That cooler got a retail value of around $220 or so, and it was filled with lots of good Independence Day goodies for your celebrations. And Jewel Hoffman was the winner of that cooler. She stopped by with her family and picked it up on Thursday at our office. Congratulations, Jewel. Great to meet you. Thank you for entering that contest, and I hope you and your family enjoy this holiday weekend. I want to thank Gary's Garden Center for sponsoring our show this month. Spring, it's in full bloom at Gary's Garden Center. They are ready to help. Actually, let's just take that back. Spring is not in full bloom. It is summertime. It is blazing hot, dry summer right now. But even with the hot summer, Gary's Garden Center is ready to help create your own slice of paradise. You can pick a ripe tomato from your own yard or your own land. You can admire the vibrant blooms of your favorite flowers because you stopped by Gary's Garden Center and they helped you pick out everything you need to make your yard look great, even in the humid heat of the summer. For great selection, expert advice, and friendly service, you can visit Gary's Garden Center at 794 Leesville Road today, and they are also located at garysgardencenter.com.
It's time for a new featured listing from Carl Miller Realty.
Well, we've got a good little investment property opportunity for you today that just came on the market a few days ago. It's located in Lynchburg, and it is a 1,462 square foot duplex that's for sale. It's an updated brick home, and it's just a few minutes, about 6 or 7 minutes from Liberty University. It's convenient to stores and groceries. The main level of this home offers 2 bedrooms and a full bath. There's a private terrace level suite that offers a 3rd bedroom, a 2nd full bath, and a full kitchen. Now that lower level, it has its own private entrance, and the property is on 2 electric meters. So you've got a couple of options here. You could rent this out. It's zoned properly, so you could rent this out as a duplex, or you could live in one side as an owner-occupant and rent out either the upstairs or the downstairs. The recent updates include a newer roof, updated heating and air system on both levels. There's a new dishwasher downstairs and fresh paint and flooring throughout. This home is move-in ready, and it's listed for just $185,000. Shane Timberlake has this listing, and if you go to carlmillerrealty.com, you can find his contact information there. Address is 3498 Powhatan Street, and it is, again, just under 1,500 square feet, a true duplex for only $185,000. Good opportunity for an investor or an owner-occupant who wants to supplement their mortgage payment. Well, Independence Day is here. It is July 4th, and it is the 250th birthday of the United States of America. So before we get into our content, a couple of fun little facts about Independence Day. And Anthony, had you heard, you know what the official term is for a Independence Day, like for the 250th? There's a really complicated term.
I did.
Starts with the word semi.
Semi-biquincentennial.
Look at that. Take out the word bi.
Okay, semi-quincentennial.
There you go. Perfect. Dude.
We've been hammering the 250 thing on the morning line for 6 months, so that word is ingrained.
Yeah, good job. I just came across it today for the first time. Just goes to show how uncultured I am, I suppose.
But you know what?
Yeah.
You and I, if you sat us in a room of 10 people and asked that same question, you and I are going to be the only ones that know that.
Semi-quincentennial. A little bit of a tongue twister. Mm-hmm. It derives from the Latin root semi, which of course is half, and then quin, 5, and centennial for 100 years. So it's a half 500 years, literally translated from Latin.
I love that.
Yeah. There's also a wrong date myth about Independence Day. We say 4th of July, but Congress officially voted on this on July the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, John Adams had a grudge about this back in the day, and he believed that July 2nd was the true Independence Day, and so he reportedly turned down all invitations to July 4th events and protests back in those late 1700s.
Yeah, he seemed like that kind of guy.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
American history is fun. It's we're kind of spoiled. We see things on video now, and we're just used to videos, but if you read the writings of those founding fathers, it's a lot of fun to pick up on the arguments.
Because they hated each other.
Oh, yeah. It was
they all worked so well together, but they all hated each other.
They all had a lot of ego, didn't they?
It was, that was the thing. Like, Jefferson and John Adams, when they were both, kind of, Jefferson was Adams' vice president and everything with that.
Yeah.
And they couldn't stand each other.
Yeah.
And then they get out of politics and they become, really close friends.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's very interesting.
July 4th, fun fact, with Jefferson and Adams, though, they both died on the same day, which was July 4th.
Oh, wow.
Just a couple hours between each other. In fact, we've had three former presidents who have all died on July 4th.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the reason we know that is because July 4th is such a historic date. Like, how many presidents died on, say, November 29th, for example?
Cares.
Right. Nobody cares. Exactly.
And nobody cares.
Do you know what so again, just fun Independence Day facts. The first U.S. census, that was taken in 1790. So, 14 years after the Independence Day, happened in the United States. And the population of the United States was only 3.9 million people. That's the very first census. 3.9. Yeah, 3.9. And now over 350 people in the America. So according to my fun Google app here, 8,336% increase over the centuries.
Just a tiny 8,000%.
And then, did you know that during World War II, the Declaration of Independence documents, they were packed up? Do you know where they were moved to during that time? They were trying to keep it in safekeeping because they didn't want the historical documents.
No, I don't.
It's not the back of Mount Rushmore.
No.
Contrary to some movies' belief. No, just kidding. It was Fort Knox.
That was going to be, because that's where they keep the gold.
Fort Knox,
right?
Kentucky, yeah. And it was kept there for safekeeping. It was accompanied by an armed military escort. So some fun Independence Day facts as we celebrate our country's 250th birthday. I think the most fun thing that's modern day America to celebrate is the World Cup advancement for the United States team going down to the Final 16. Yeah. What a win on Wednesday night.
It was a big win. They've got their hands full with no Florian Balogun for the Belgium game.
Right.
But, the way Pochettino's got those guys playing right now, if they can get past Belgium, which will be a tough task, if they can get past Belgium and avenge those demons from 2014 when Tim Howard had the best game that a goalie's ever had that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they still couldn't pull it off. But no, it has been a fun run watching those guys.
I think it's so appropriate that the World Cup is in the United States on the 250th birthday, as well. I just have had so much fun interacting and watching. So I was in Philadelphia last week, and we on a whim decided to go to the World Cup game. We went to the Ivory Coast Curacao game.
Ooh.
And Ivory Coast won, which advanced them into the first time ever in their history they advanced to the knockout round. Of course, they lost in the first round. But it was so much fun just to be in. And again, Philadelphia is not a city I necessarily enjoy going to, but the culture, the vibe, it was unbelievable. We went down to the riverfront after the game and just hung out. And people from all over the world, they're all wearing their jerseys, and just the spirit and the friendliness and the joy. And of course, these people are on vacation. They're in another country on vacation.
This is vacation
but
for
the
them,
vibe downtown Philly was just incredible. It was just so much fun to be a part of it.
That has been my favorite thing in the last couple weeks, is seeing not only the people that have come over and embraced the country and some of the things we maybe take for granted, like air conditioning and ranch dressing of all
and
things.
ice, and ice in our cups. I remember that when I was in China, there was no ice.
Yeah, but it's the American people also really embracing as I throw my pen on the ground, really embracing all of these people. I don't know if you saw right before the World Cup started, but in Lawrence, Kansas, that's where the Algerian national team was staying.
Yeah.
And they, on whatever local news channel they had, were interviewing like locals from Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is the most exciting thing ever. We're so excited.
Yeah.
We're rooting for Team Algeria. Like 70-year-old, just little old white men being like, I'm the biggest Algeria fan you'll ever see.
Right. It is interesting the way the host cities are scattered all across the United States. Some of these little cities all over. And and I got friends in Kansas City. Now, that's not what they're hosting city. But and they were there when Messi scored the 3 goals, the hat trick. Anyway, just so much fun, so much good energy, and I think it's good. There was a meme that was flying around about, I'm going to probably butcher this, but it was basically saying that the World Cup is kind of like you getting together with your long-lost cousins and just having so much fun that you never get the cousins that you never get to see because your parents don't get along.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of what I think that's well said with the vibe of the World Cup in the United States this year. And as we celebrate our 250th birthday. So the big part of celebrating is fireworks in the United States. Now, some states are completely banning fireworks. I heard this week Colorado's just on fire. Arizona, Utah, some of those states have just outright banned fireworks because it's just a tinderbox out there. And prayers for all the people in those areas affected by fires right now. But some of these are funny, but they're not funny because people get hurt. A lot of people get hurt every year with many injuries, serious enough to require medical care. So just a couple of quick little tips today as you're out celebrating tonight and over the weekend. Just watch out. Watch out for sparklers. Most injuries happen from fireworks that are legal, but when people try to use professional grade, homemade, or other illegal fireworks or explosives, that's when things happen or they bundle them up. But even sparklers can cause significant damage, and just watch out for those eyes and clothing on fire and all that stuff. A lot of kids have been burned severely by dropping sparklers on their leg or foot. So if you want an alternative for the younger kids, glow sticks, noisemaker, or silly string is a good alternative. If you want to get more information, redcross.org has some good resources about fireworks. And we already mentioned wildfires, but just it's hot this weekend. Be aware of the fire danger that's out there. It's dry in South Central Virginia, and just be really careful with that. If you choose to set off fireworks at your home, just have a bucket of water close by, or a garden hose, or a fire extinguisher handy, especially if there's a breeze that night. And if you want to take an extra step, wet down the grass and other vegetation before lighting your fireworks in your yard. And again, don't just be careful if it's a windy night. Don't light fireworks if it's extremely windy. And then even fireworks that are off, that are extinguished, you think they are, they can still have some glow and some sparks. So to be extra careful, douse those used fireworks with water to make sure they're completely extinguished. And if you do have children and you want to give them a taste of this experience, again, don't do the big ones. Give them something small, or supervise them carefully with their sparklers or firecrackers. And shouldn't have to say this, but never throw or point a firework towards people, animals, vehicles, structures, or flammable materials. Kind of a given.
The problem is we do have to say that.
We have to say it. And gosh, it's funny as I'm reading these things, because I was just going back to my childhood, and we were a little crazy sometimes. I won't get into what we used to do, but it was teenagers and boys having fun. Let's just say that.
Look, people become pyromaniacs when fireworks come out, and I think that's natural.
They do. So, if you're a parent, try not to freak out.
Yeah.
And if you're a teenager,
don't freak out.
Teenager, use your head. That's all I'm going to say. So, have fun this 4th of July holiday, and be safe. Celebrate America. It's such a great opportunity. Semi-quincentennial. The semi-quincentennial birthday of America. It's a good weekend. It's a good weekend to be American. It's a good weekend to be alive. It's a good weekend to watch some World Cup action, and it's a good weekend just to kind of reflect. I will say this. One of the things that I do spend time sometimes doing is just sort of thinking about gratitudes. And, the fact that I was born in America, or, most of us that are listening to the show today were born in America. Like, we just hit the lottery. Mm-hmm. Like, we just absolutely hit the lottery.
Truly.
I was in Morocco. This is going back to 2009. And I was with a driver who was driving us 12 hours. We were going from one city across the high Atlas Mountains to another city. And I was in the front seat. And this guy, he was articulate English speaker, just brilliant man, just knew America, knew the culture, knew the politics, like just knew a lot. And turns out he could speak 6 languages fluently.
Wow.
Now, he's a full-time driver, a professional driver. I'd say he's probably about 40 years old. And he asked, he's talking to me. I'm in the front seat, and we had a van full of guys. And he's like, this first time to Morocco? I said, yeah, first time. And we're talking about different places, all the people he's met from all over the world. And I asked him, has he ever been to the U.S.? And he said, no. I said, well, you should come visit sometime. He just being sort of a naive American.
Yeah.
You should come visit sometime. And he got this sad look on his face, and he kind of teared up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I will never have the opportunity to visit the United States. And me being, again, a little naive, I'm like, well, why not? And he's like, and so it turns out this guy has like 4 kids at home and his wife. And as a professional driver, very, very smart man, he's just making enough to feed his family, just enough, a couple dollars a day, basically. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, because if this guy was in America with his talent and his communication skills and his ability, I mean, the sky's the limit,
right.
So we're just in this American culture and country where, if you're good at what you do and you push a little bit, you got all kinds of opportunities. It doesn't matter where you were born or what color your skin is and all of that stuff, because you can overcome that with some choices and taking some risks sometimes. And, and I'm not here to degrade or make light of the fact that some people are in different circumstances, because I know, but I'm just saying that, America's pretty much an equal opportunity employer. Yeah. And if you are good at what you do, like that guy was, I mean, he could have been a millionaire in Virginia, no doubt about it, but because of his culture and the fact that he was born in a country that doesn't have the freedoms that our Constitution provides us, he will never have the opportunities that I have. And it was just very humbling to me. So I'm really grateful to be an American and celebrate this holiday season this year. When we come up back, we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of things. We're going to be talking about houses that don't sell and how do you turn that around, and a couple of fun facts about the city of Lynchburg as well. Welcome back to the Carl Miller Show. I'm Carl, your host, principal broker at Carl Miller Realty. You can follow our social pages. Sierra, she's our creative director. She puts out fun, engaging content, and our social handles on Instagram and Facebook, and now YouTube are at Carl Miller Realty. Follow us there. If you ever want to listen to past episodes of the Carl Miller Show, you can find us on your favorite podcast platform. Just search for The Carl Miller Show, and it's Spotify, Apple, all of those platforms. We're up and at them.
It's time for Carl Miller Realty's Local Stat of the Week.
All right, this is a hyper-local stat, and that is this. Lynchburg City has 11 elementary school districts. There's 3 middle schools in the city and 2 high schools. And so if you are buying a home and there's a probability that your children or even grandchildren will be attending public schools, don't overlook the district you're in and just make an informed decision about that. I do want to suggest, though, don't make online research, in quotes, your only source of info. They're having raised 2 children through the public school system of Lynchburg City. There's a lot of, shall we say, information that's out there that sometimes I see people making decisions on that just is not based on truth or fact. So talk to other parents, meet the faculty of the school district you're in, or even the principal, and just talk. I mean, honestly, talk to other parents. Talk to parents, ask the next question, and just keep asking questions. That would be what I would suggest if you're considering sending your children or future children to a public school in Lynchburg. Don't just believe everything you read online, and don't believe all the forums that are out there either. For some reason, there's just a lot of misinformation in the world today, it seems like, Anthony.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it great?
Yeah. I saw, this is a little side note. I saw this was actually by Jeff Foxworthy. He was on an audience the other day, and he was just sharing how he asks audiences all the time, hey, do you trust the government? And nobody raises their hand.
Oh, of course not.
And then, and maybe maybe I shouldn't say this because we're on a media platform right now, but do you trust the media? And nobody raises their hand.
Everybody should raise their hand.
Of course they should. And then the next question was, do you trust social media? And nobody raises their hand. So
Yeah.
the point being is that people are really starving for truth. And it is unfortunate because I see some things flying around sometimes on social media, especially, that just is not factual. And, I'm in the real estate world. I stay very much on top of data. I'm boots on the ground. I know what's happening in our market. I know the data. I know the numbers. And when I see misinformation out there, it drives me crazy. That's one of the reasons I started this show.
It could be the internet could be such a good tool if we all just collectively chose to use it the way that it was kind of intended.
Yeah.
And we've lost that plot years and years ago.
Right. Yeah. There is a demand for human to human connection and trustworthiness. And I think the question is, can I trust you? It remains more pertinent than ever in 2026 and beyond. And that kind of goes into the world of real estate. Whether if you're buying or selling a home, you want to have an agent you can trust who's going to be telling you the truth and is going to help you make a confident decision. And so, in this world of AI and all of this, I know that there's value to that. I use it frequently. We all do. The Claudes and the Gronks and the Geminis and the ChatGPTs are replacing the old Google browser. It's happening, but it's also even that information is wrong sometimes, and always double check. But human to human connection is pretty powerful, and that's one of the strengths that we have at Carl Miller Realty. We are fully staffed. We're fully staffed from 9 to 5. If you call our office, you will get a live person answering the phone, not a robot, and we're here to help. Well, this is a fact that's happening in the market. The market's getting a little softer. We've talked about data and numbers, all this stuff numerous times. But there are some homes that are on the market that just haven't sold, or some properties that have been on the market and it didn't sell. And when that happens, it is disappointing for sellers. It messes with sellers' timing and plans, and even confidence takes a beating. And sometimes sellers start second guessing everything, including the decision to move in the first place. And so when that happens, two questions come up for sellers, and that is, number one, do I try again? And the second question, and again, this is the confidence thing, is it even worth it? And here's a couple of tips for getting a better outcome the second time around, and that's this: different agent, different results. Most sellers who relist ultimately sell, and they're not waiting for the market to magically change. If you're doing that, good luck with that. I learned a long time ago the market is way bigger than I am. But what can happen is, with a new agent and fresh eyes, you can change your approach. And there's a lot of data to back that up. After a listing expires, you are more likely to sell if you list with a different agent. The percentage of sellers who sold their house after relisting with a different agent was 50% versus the same agent, 43%. So, yeah, again, same agent could sell the property again. You're going to probably take a little different approach even with the same agent. Maybe you're taking new photographs. Maybe you're adjusting your price. Maybe you're doing some things to the property to make it look or show better. And here's the other thing, though, that happens is when you list with a different agent, homes sell faster the second time around statistically. And RedX did a study on this recently, and this is data from just last year. And the days on market when you switched agent was about 10% less, about 7% less than when you use the same agent. So sometimes just getting a fresh set of eyes can give you a different perspective. You can adjust your marketing a little bit. That agent's going to see things that maybe the first agent's a little bit blind to. But the worst thing you can do as a seller is to put the property back on the market with the exact same set of plays, for example. So if you're expecting a different outcome doing the exact same thing, probably not going to happen. So a couple things to look at. Number one, the asking price. The price really is a big one. And that is it the reality of the market or the reality of the buyer's reality? Is it matching the buyer's reality? So there's a saying, especially important in a softer market, and that's this: if your price isn't compelling, it's not selling. I like to say, this is actually an agent in our office mentioned this the other day. He says it seems like right now in Lynchburg, buyers are quick to look and quick to move on. So if your house isn't sold, they've looked, buyers have moved on. And you have to pay attention to that. So the fix for that is to price your property so it does draw buyers in, not push them away. If you have your agent pull fresh data from recent sales, so you know your asking price matches what the buyers are actually paying right now, that's important. You got to have the property price right. And then the other thing you can look at is the first impression. And so the first impression today is pictures, no doubt about it. So most buyers decide whether they want to tour a home in seconds. And if the photos look dark or dated, they'll scroll past. And if you have dark or dated photos and a price that seems a little bit on the high side to a buyer, they're going to just move right on. And even small things can kill momentum, like paint that needs to be, let's just say outdated paint, outdated fixtures, or clutter in photos, or maybe a yard that feels like a high maintenance situation. And individually, those little things are small, but stacked together, they create doubt. And so the fix there is to walk into the house like you're the buyer, not the owner, and just start with what's easy and obvious: paint, lighting, curb appeal, decluttering, and then update the photos to match the improvements that you've done. The other one is sometimes this happens where agents will just have the marketing idea of, hey, we're going to drop the sign out there, drop it in the MLS, and then we're going to forget it. And, there's nothing more frustrating than that. You have to have an agent who's going to be a little bit proactive. Find an agent who can build a stronger exposure for your property through digital marketing, through social platforms, maybe even a radio show. That's a good one as well.
I know how to find people.
Yes. Content that makes buyers stop at the end of the day. Strong photos, smart description, a video walkthrough, and just have somebody who's out there aggressively marketing your property. Number 4 is there was no clear plan for feedback. And sometimes house goods get showings but no offers. But you want to kind of hear what the market's saying. And sometimes you don't get anything. But just make sure your agent has a clear plan for seeking out and acting on the feedback quickly. The dialogue often points to one change that could get your house sold. So try to listen to what the market's telling you. And then sometimes you have a deal that just doesn't get over the finish line. So, you get it under contract and for whatever reason, a deal falls apart, and you got to be very proactive in maintaining and solving problems after your home is under contract. Just because it's under contract doesn't mean it's going to close. And so there's negotiations, and sometimes agents aren't as skilled in handling objection points or negotiations, and deals fall apart. So if that happened to you, learn from it and try to solve the problem if it's changeable. And if it's not, have a conversation with your agent so that you can get the house across the finish line.
It's time for Carl Miller Realty's Fun Fact of the Week.
Well, this is maybe a not so fun fact, and that is this: moving is consistently ranked as one of life's most stressful events. But it also marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter. So whether you're buying, selling, or doing both, we're here to answer questions. We know that the process is stressful, and we understand that. But we do strive to simplify the process for you and help make your move as stress-free as possible. And if you have questions you want answered, you can contact us. You can hit our social media platforms. You can give me a call. I want to thank our sponsor, Gary's Garden Center. They make curb appeal real with your landscaping, with the plants in your yard or in your front of your house. At Gary's Garden Center, they've got hanging baskets and large pots of flowers that will instantly add a bright, welcoming feel to any home or business. Maybe you got your house on the market and you want to give it a little extra pop, a little extra curb appeal. Gary's Garden Center can help you do that. And if you're not sure what to get, the team there is always happy to point you in the right direction. Well, I want to thank you for listening today. We are your local, caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales. You can contact us at Carl Miller Realty for any of your real estate needs. And again, happy birthday, America. Happy Independence Day. Enjoy the celebration. Stay safe, everyone. And if you have any doubt at all, call a driver, call an Uber. Don't get in a car if you've been enjoying the beverages today. Best wishes, everyone, and we'll see you next week.